All right. There are 8 of us on the call now, so I think that means we're good. Okay, hello, active supervisors. Congratulations for being here. Proud of you guys. Let's freaking go. All right, so this is going to be a higher level conversation as you guys are all active supervisors building a business, really showing up, whether you're showing up in the nutrition club, whether you're showing up by adding the distributors to your team, whether you are showing up by getting more clients than you've ever had before. You are here and we are proud of you and we are excited for you. And we're excited because you guys are like the top producers of the organization. You guys are the people who we are really excited about growing this thing with, obviously with everyone else as well. But from all of you, we're going to have a real conversation. We're going to have a serious conversation. And first things first, I decided to be the one to have this conversation with all of you because I think that it's important to own your stuff, right? Okay, so I want to ask you guys all. Kira's like, what are you about to say right now?
No, wait, is Margaret iPad Maggie?
Yeah.
She's entering the waiting room. Is she active soupy?
You need an active supervisor? Yeah, okay.
Okay, also messaging a bunch of my active soups who hopped off, but here we go.
Okay. All right, so I just want to talk really quickly about the chats. So the Team Abundance chat, AKA Get to Supervisor chat, and the Evolve Together chat. So we're really going to focus on those 2 chats right this moment. If you are someone who feels like you could be more active in the chat, drop a 1 in this chat, or just raise your hand if you're driving. Okay, perfect. Me too. Okay. When I first started this business, I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set an alarm to remind me to eat food because I didn't eat food until dinner time. And then I was also like, I'm going to set an alarm to be in the chats. And sometimes we have to just go back to the basics and we have to go back to the things that we did when we first started this business because they work, right? I was just talking to Jen today about personal development and how I feel like a lot of us have just gotten off of the personal development train, but that's something that we focused on heavily when we all first started the business, right? It was like, what are you doing for your PD? What are you doing for your PD? What are you doing for your PD? So the chats are so important, especially now with these new distributor chat that we have launching, the class of 2024 chat. We are really excited to help all of our new distributors. So I'm excited to help Kira's new distributors, to help Jen's new distributors, to help Angel's new distributors who are coming, to help Elizabeth's and Kira. We are one team and we can't do it without each other. So it's really important that we are in these chats. We're answering questions. We're encouraging our people to ask their questions in there, and we are adding value in there. And it doesn't always have to be a long, profound message or a video bubble or a voice memo of some sort of value. But if you had a conversation with someone and then they ordered products, like it's so simple, and Kira does a great job of this, of screenshotting that conversation, because then people can see like how we're responding to questions and how we're wording things, and that stuff is valuable. That is valuable to a new distributor. I know it's valuable for me sometimes even to see like, okay, this is how Kira worded that. This is how we can answer these questions. So it's just really important for each of us to be in the chats and be responding to people and be hyping people up. Like when Kira has a new distributor who just hit qualified producer, that is huge. So imagine to yourself right now that you have a new distributor and they just hit qualified producer and they're working their way to supervisor. Are you amped up about that? Yes or yes? I hate when people say that from stage, by the way. But we're amped up for our people, right? So we get to be amped up for each other's people too, because we always preach that we're a team and we're a family and this is a community and all of these things. We get to show up in that way. And like I said, I'm having this conversation because I am a mirror right now and I'm speaking to myself. I'm literally looking at myself right now while I'm having this conversation with all of you, because I'm clear that this is an area that I can get better at. And so what I'm asking of all of you is let's hold each other accountable. Let's hold each other accountable and let's be in the chats. Let's be in the new chats and let's be in our client chat. Because if you have a new client who's down 5 pounds, are you excited? Probably. So let's be excited for our people and let's add value for our people. And this is another one where, again, talking to myself, okay, why am I not posting in the chat? What am I not doing? Oh, is it probably because I'm eating pizza right now? I'm not, but I might order a pizza. But is it because I'm ordering a pizza and I'm a freaking health coach? Probably. I'm probably not going to take a picture of my pizza and post it in the chat. So accountability for myself, for each other. Let's make a healthy meal. Let's make better choices. Let's drink our freaking water so we can post that in the chat. Let's drink the greens that we say that we're going to drink for 21 days so we can post that in the chat. And so really, 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 this is just a conversation of, I see you. We are all so busy. We all have our lives. We all have everything going on, but this is crucial to not only growing our business, but supporting our customers and helping each other grow as one entire team, because we are one. Okay, so the chat's very, very, very important. And it starts with us, and that's why we're having this conversation with you all, the active supervisors, as the leaders of the group and the leaders of the organization. I think that we can, all of us in general, do a better job. My computer's gonna die, so let me plug it in.
Anna, while you're plugging it in, I'm just gonna share something really quick on that too. Like,
Okay.
I wanted to hit on my mega T-kit section. If you guys were on the call with Tim's org, they were talking about the importance of adding your mega T-kit customers into the client chat. So they get exposure to different like shakes and teas and people. But it kind of hurts my soul inside when I'm like, you got to join this accountability group and it's amazing and everyone's so nice and welcoming and you get so much value. And then it's like the same 3 people sharing their meals over and over, which thank goodness for y'all, like rather a few of us than none of us, but it's like, it doesn't really live up to the hype that we talk about. And it just feels funky. It doesn't feel super authentic and good for me. And I want to be able to do that. And I want our people to be able to do that, because I think that that's something where they get started on a mega T-kit. They added to the chat, like Elizabeth, your girl, Lauren, what, Lindsay? Why am I blanking on her name? Lindsay? Yeah. She saw me post the greens and she ordered the greens the next time. So it's little things like that, or Elizabeth shares bev mix and one of my girls gets the bev mix. So it's literally part of what the chat was designed for. It can do like work for us. It can help build our businesses and act as a follow-up tool. But right now it's not really acting as what it was designed for. And so like Anna said, like we really are all busy in our own ways. But like if you have time to be on social media, and I'm talking to myself too, right? If I'm on Instagram and I find myself scrolling, let me stop and let me go put something in the client chat. Or if you're scrolling and you see something inspirational, copy it and paste it to the client chat, So just like be mindful. Let's start to have awareness of, do we not have enough time, or are we really just making a choice?
Perfect. Thank you, Kira. And yes, that was, again, we were having this conversation and I was like, I'm going to take this section because I know that sometimes we get these ideas in our head of like, okay, Kira stays at home now. She's a stay-at-home mom. So she has all the time in the world, right? Freaking no, first of all. But second of all, Kira makes time to be in the chat. And so when I'm scrolling on my Instagram or I'm posting whatever I'm posting on my Instagram story, because you guys all know I'm on my Instagram story, why can't I take the 2 extra seconds, save the picture that I just took and post it into the client chat? And so it's like, are we actually doing what we can do? Are we actually showing up in the way that we can show up for our business? Because if we're doing it in other areas, I know I can go on my phone right now and look at my screen time report, and it's pretty dang high. So if you say that you don't have time to post in the chat, I would invite you to look at your screen time report on your phone and really check in. Really check in with yourself and where you're making excuses for what you can and can't do. And again, I am preaching to the choir. I am not saying this because I think that I am doing a better job than any of you, because I am clear that I'm not. And that's why I am asking for all of your accountability in this. And I think that we can just up level all of our chats really, 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 really to the next level. So we're really excited for the new distributor chat. We're excited to grow that thing too. So if you have new distributors as of this year, you get to be added in there too, which is something that's really cool, because some of you might be like, this is my first new distributor, or it's been forever since I've had a new distributor and I forgot how to coach them. Like, I don't know how to coach them or how to best, be there for them. This is really cool because it's going to be a smaller group than our Get to Supervisor Team Abundance chat. And so it's going to be really like tight knit. We're going to be working really closely with these people. It's going to be really step by step and in detail. And we all get to help each other coach each other's people. And so you have support in coaching your people, and you can also offer support in coaching other people as well. Extravaganza is coming up. I hope that you are all coming. I'm very, very, very excited, like I just said, for Extravaganza. Let's just make sure that we are hyping up this event, and let's make sure that we're having conversations with distributors on bar, or we're having conversations with our new distributors about Extravaganza. Don't decide for them. Okay. Kira asked me so I joined the business in May. Don't count people out. Thank you. I joined the business in May. Okay. So May, June, July was Extravaganza. Kira could have said, I'm not even going to ask Anna because it's in Houston and that's a big deal. And Anna has 2 young kids and Anna works other jobs, and this might be a lot for Anna. She could have thought all of those things and not asked me, but she asked me. And Caitlin could have said, I'm not going to ask Lisa, who also just joined the business in May. And she's got all of this going on. She's getting ready to get married, all of the things. I'm not going to ask her, but she did. And guess what? Lisa showed up to Extravaganza and I did not. And I was sitting there watching like, dang, I gotta be there. Okay, so you never know if they will or they won't. And it's no judgment either way. Lisa's doing great. I'm doing great. We're all still here. It's a great, big, happy family. Okay. But I know that Lisa got things from that event that I will not be able to get from someone else telling me a story. So you never know what someone needs to hear. You never know who is going to be speaking on stage that's going to really hit with one of your people. You never know what we're going to get from these events. And so really just the power of inviting and just putting it out there for them. So don't count people out. Don't decide for them. Give them the choice and give them the opportunity, especially with this new promo right now that we have going on, where senior consultants get a free ticket if you are in for Premier League, if you watch your 3 videos, and if they do that 250 volume points, not in a club. Okay, so make sure that you're clear on the qualifications on that. It's all on your website, but let's get as many people as possible to Extravaganza. And I love you guys, and Kira is gonna take it from here.
Thanks you. Thanks to you, Anna. Thank you. And just to go off of that too, you guys, like what Anna said about I could have had those thoughts and not shared. I had those thoughts, but I shared anyways, because my brain was like, oh my God, she's gonna think I'm asking her to spend all this money. She's brand new. So I had all of the thoughts. I heard them talking in my head, but what my coach taught me was to do it anyways. And I was hungry to grow, so I listened. And I thought about what it did for me and what it could possibly do for these other people. So it wasn't about me. And I realized that me asking people, I was making it about me. It's not a me thing, it's a them thing. Like it could literally change someone's life. If you have been to an extravaganza, like there was one extravaganza for me, and I've been to like, shoot, 7 or 8 now. This might be my 9th. I don't even know. Crazy. There was one where I was in the nosebleeds. I mean, the tippity top of this arena, like the last row could lean on the wall. My ears hurt. I was so high up. And I think, I don't know who was with me. And I just remember like it was a pivotal moment for me. It was Richard Carmona, who used to be the United States Surgeon General. Like he ran the entire United States, hand selected by the president and all these government officials to lead the world, the United States at least, in health and wellness. And I was like listening to this man who was so knowledgeable, so experienced, like done things that none of us will ever be able to even understand, was fought in wars that it was insane. And if you've heard him speak, he's like unbelievable. And I was sobbing in the upper row, like taking notes, like literally I couldn't stop writing. And I don't remember fully like what he said, but I just remember like the feeling that I had. And I literally wrote, I will never sit in the nosebleeds again. Like it is my job to get my butt down there and to help impact more people. I never sat in the nosebleeds again. The next year I qualified gold and sat on the floor in Texas. And it was like a complete, like I have goosebumps. It was a complete game changer for me. I didn't know who that was. I didn't know who was speaking. I didn't know that was going to happen to me. But if I didn't show up to the event, I maybe never, well, I definitely never would have had that moment. And who knows where I'd be today? Who knows if I would have went all by myself with maybe 2 to 3 people and continued to sit in the nosebleeds and hope something was going to change for me, like I did for a lot of years. Like it took me a while to get some momentum, you guys. And a lot of you don't know that because you just weren't here yet. But extravaganza especially is one of those events where you cannot replicate the energy. Like you can't give people notes. It doesn't matter for them to read off your booklet or hear you talk about it. Like when you talk about it, they can feel your excitement, but there's nothing like you being there in the seats. And I also just want to share, like, I understand that it's hard to get there, truly, from a financial perspective, more than ever now, from a child care, getting, things handled perspective, from a nutrition club owner perspective of having to have people show up and work the club when Lisa and I and everyone else is at extravaganza are gone. Like I really, really do understand it. And you guys should see the logistics of what it's taking for me to get there this year with the baby. Like Jake's driving with the dog to Michigan 2 days earlier than I'm flying with the child for 3.5 hours to Minneapolis. He's flying from Detroit to Minneapolis because we have no one to watch the dog. So he has to do a 2-day trip. It's like insanity. It's like so crazy. Jake quit his job because I had no one to come with me. Like you guys, it's a no matter what for us. And when I made the decision that I was going to President's Team and Beyond in Herbalife, and my coach and the people who are still around said, you don't make 12 decisions a year of whether I'm going to the event. You make one decision in your Herbalife career, and it's I will go to every event. Unless your daughter's getting married or you're sick, or we're compassionate, like you're humans too, right? But it's so much easier when you make one decision versus every month you're like, do I have to go? Like, am I gonna go this month? Am I gonna figure it out? So I'm saying all that to say it was really hard this year for our family to figure it out, harder than it's ever been. And we're making it work, right? We're really making it work. So if I can make it work, I believe that those of you who want to be there will also find a way to make it work. And I also know from experience, way easier to say, I can't make it work. So much easier to be like, yeah, I just can't do it this year. I have too much going on. I don't have anyone to watch the kids, all of that. Like that's what my inner voice said. There was a part of me that almost said I can't go to extravaganza this year. And then I was like, excuse me, flick that off my shoulder. Like, absolutely not. Of course I'm going to extravaganza. If I'm not going, why the hell would any of my team go to extravaganza and the team that I want to come on that I say that I want to get to the President's Team? So just some things, no judgment, just awareness, just considerations for you guys to think about. Like, where are you at? What's the voice in your head saying? And what would the President's Team version of you, if that's something you want, what would the highest version of you do? Would you go to extravaganza or not? Would you figure it out? And what will it feel like for you when you're in those seats, knowing you worked really, really hard to figure it out, but you got there? What if you have the aha moment that I had at that whatever extravaganza it was that radically changes your life? So there's a reason we talk about the importance of extravaganza. And I think it was on one of the Eric Worre calls, and they said it's the events that you have to travel to that changes your life and that shows you who's committed in your business and that keeps people around. Like it's a literal statistic in all of network marketing, different companies. The people who travel to these events, they stay around and they're the most successful ones inside of companies. So that's just to play off of what Anna shared, like wasn't even something I was going to share, but it really is that important. And then the couple of things I did want to hit on is just Premier League. You guys, Anna said it on the call, but briefly, right? Because there's people in that chat who like their main focus is get to supervisor, like, and that's why we created that group, because we want to focus on the basics, like Anna said. Like, I made a new marketing plan. We made it super simple breakdown. If you have new, we're doing better than we have in a long time, you guys, at getting new distributors. Like, I'm loving seeing all these new people added. Where we can continue to get better is that, but also is having them actually be Herbalife distributors that get to supervisor and beyond, not just volume from the club supervisor, which is still a supervisor, right? No better than the other, but why not equip them to know what's possible for them inside of Herbalife, whether they're 15 or they're 50. I have a girl who's 15 years old, who's working at Southgate, who was on the call on video, just messaged me, hey, can you add me to that extravaganza board? She's 15. Like, if my 15-year-old daughter was like, Mom, I'm going extravaganza, I'd be like, let me talk to this girl, which I'm willing to talk to her mom, right? Like, you never know. I am willing to do that. But so what Anna said too, like, don't count people out. But she's 15 years old and she's like hungry to learn how to get to soup and do the Mega Tea kits. And she posted like 1,000,000 ones and exclamation points that she was inspired from the call tonight. So this new chat that we have, and she texted me today, how do I get to supervisor again? Like, how do I do that? What are the points? And I'm like, this is exactly why we have the chat. And I told her this chat is coming. So it's going to have, it has the marketing plan pin. You guys can watch a couple videos I posted in there. But our goal and our intention, and also why we need your support, we get to coach people in there. So I was like, why am I doing this one-on-one coaching with all of these people? Just talking for myself personally, like, not saying I'm the only one doing this, but like, why wouldn't I also be sharing this with the rest of the group so that Elizabeth's people can learn the same stuff? And why wouldn't whatever Anna's sharing with her group, I want my people to learn this stuff. And I want them to see that it's not just me sharing with them. So we really want this group to be for that. And we're gonna be specific. Like, the time to build flyers, whole nother story, guys. We're to be quite frank, we're sucking with those. The time to build flyers that we created in the Get to Soup group, like, those people don't need to be doing some of that stuff. They could, but really they just need to get to supervisor. That should be their only focus. Like, how do I get new customers, new distributors? How do I grow my volume through nutrition clubs, through Mega Tea kits, through whatever it is to get to 2,000 points ASAP? Then we focus them on what's in the other team chat. So that's the like difference, I guess, between the two chats. But we need your guys' voices in there. And when we ask for things like we might even do a call with that group that's just like them asking questions, like a very basic, it's going to be more like a focus group. Like, if any of you guys were around years ago when we did like focus groups with Jay's org, and it was like a couple different pres team and mill team, whatever, would share. And then they'd be like, okay, these are your 2 action steps, you guys. I want to see you doing them in the chats. And then remember, all the new people would post. If any of you guys remember that, that's what we want this group to be. And our goal, like Anna shared on the call, our goal is to get as many of the new people in that chat to supervisor as possible. Like, we want them there. And so that's their focus. Our focus, you guys, active supervisors, if you are not attempting to qualify for Premier League right now, you are missing the boat. It is not easy for any of us, right, to get 10 new distributors and 2 supervisors. When I first heard it, I was like, wow, we went from not focusing on recruiting to that? Like, okay. And when I heard you're going to get VIP treatment for the entire 2025 year and the rest of 2024, however early you qualify for, something in me was like, put me on the red carpet, put me on the floor, whether I do 35,000 volume points for VIP or not, because I hustle for that and I don't always get it, especially not being in a club. So I'm like, if I can do this work now that's going to grow my team anyways and get VIP seating, that's what I want. The treatment and the Eric Worre trainings, like, I'm in. So what is it for you that you can get connected to? But seriously, you guys, go for it. And I feel like when we hear things that we're not comfortable with, we just don't try. Like, we think it's too hard. If you don't have this, I've said this on the last 3 calls, print it out. What are you waiting for? I will drop it again. Print this freaking thing out, please, and start to try to fill it out, okay? And be clear on the qualification. So Premier League is getting 10 brand new distributors. They have to do 250 volume points, not club consumptions, don't count. So if you guys have 5 new distributors, great. Like, I've got 5 on here and none of them have done 250 not through the club. One girl's 80, Jenna is 80 points away, but they still don't count. But if I didn't have this tracker, especially when you're working with many new distributors, like it's really been a godsend. So get clear on the qualifications and then go for it. Because I somehow put in my head that like I had to do it by extravaganza because I wanted to sit on the floor so bad, which right now doesn't look like it's going to happen because of volume. And still going for that first tier though, I'm right there. Even the second. Anyways, I put it in my head that I had to do it by extravaganza on accident, forgetting it was all of 2024. And I think that's what's like helped me get as many people as I have right now because I've been hustling like it ends in a month. So I'm, got half of my 10 people and more additionally on the way. But we have the entire year, you guys. We have 6, 7 months. Every single one of us on this call can qualify for Premier League if we want to, especially with the simplicity of showing the Mega T-Kit business and the nutrition clubs, of course, and the pair together, like it's really a no-brainer. So I'm sharing that with you guys because I was on an org mastermind call with like Jay, Mike and Carly, Jill, Steven, and they were like, Jay was saying, like, guys, our guys aren't focused enough on Premier League. Like, this is the thing to hit in the entire company right now. Like, we cannot fail to say it. And right away, I'm like, right, like we barely talked about it in our chat. So that's when we talked about like, we need this we need to make sure our active supervisors are focused. So let's be going for it. If you have questions about it, post in the chat, ask, whatever, text us, text me, text your upline. And then as we're starting to get new people, let's be posting like, just got my first toward my 10 for Premier League or whatever it is so that other people can become curious too. And then lastly, and thank you guys so much for being on because we are almost 2 hours out, which I appreciate you guys. Oh no, that's it. Good news, that's it. I thought I had one more thing, I don't. Lisa, if you have anything, or Anna, if you have anything else, I know we've really been chatting about this call, so anything else you guys want to share before we hop off? Or if anyone wants to hop off and say anything?
I just want to say one more thing in regards to the chats, how we're showing up in our business, coming to events, getting our people to events, all of the things. And I said it before, it starts with us, but really, 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 truly, it starts with us. And so if I expect my new distributor to be in the chats, and if I'm telling my new distributor to go to events, and if I'm telling my new people, these are the things that we get to do, but then they see me not doing these things, that's where it's been a really big check-in for me is like, how can I even ask these people to do these things when I myself am not doing them? And so really just check in on what kind of distributor do you want to attract? What kind of distributor do you want to create? Like Kira just said in the chat, people are going to follow your actions, not your words. Okay, so really being the distributor that you want on your team. Be the best distributor that you can be with where you're at and what you have now. And if you want to grow and if you want a team of people that are like, I want 1 million Kiras on my team, right? I got to probably show up like Kira. I want 1 million Lisas on my team. I probably got to show up like Lisa, right? And so I'm seeing these people who are doing the things, and that's what I get to do so that my people see that and they're like, wow, I want to be like Anna. Because not that it's bad, but if I got all these distributors on my team and they're like, wow, Kira really crushes it, I'm going to be like, yeah, she does. But I'm going to feel a little sense of like, I should probably crush it too, and I should probably lead by example. So I just wanted to share that with you guys too, because it came to me after I shared, like things always do. So I just wanted to say that, but I think that's all that we have for you guys. Again, thank you so much for staying on and staying plugged in and staying present. We so appreciate you guys. And if no one else has anything, we are good to go. All set to hop off. So I hope you guys have a great night. And Kira, Elizabeth, I'll see you guys in a few days.
Yay, we're in the wave, guys. Let's ride it.
Love you guys. Thank
Right.
you.
Bye.
Say bye-bye.
Bye, Ayla. Go get milk.
Say see you soon,
Go get
busy.
milky.
Cuddle me soon.
Yes.
Bye-bye,
Bye,
friends.
guys.